What is going on, y'all? This is Pay Me in Dividends, and I am here with another video. Today is November 16th, and let's start off with a quick portfolio overview. Not much has changed since my last video. My portfolio value is at $73,956. My current holdings are 1,000 shares of MSTY, 767 shares of AIPI, and I do have about $35 in cash in my brokerage account. But what I wanted to talk about today was how to generate cash flow, monthly cash flow, while investing into Bitcoin indirectly. And I highlighted it indirectly because I do want to emphasize that this is not, I'm not talking about just buying Bitcoin directly on a crypto app or a crypto exchange like Coinbase or something like that. I'm talking about ETFs that invest into Bitcoin in one form or another. And so you basically capture some of the upside or downside of Bitcoin while generating monthly cash flow so that you can add another dynamic into your income portfolio. So the three ETFs that I want to talk about today are YBTC, MSTY, and BITO. As you know, I do have MSTY. It's almost half of my portfolio. I love it. I love what MicroStrategy is doing. But let's go ahead and look these over. Let's look them over. Let's compare them a little bit. Let's talk about them a little bit. And maybe you've heard of these, maybe not, but let's talk about it. So the first one is YBTC. So this is from Roundhill, and YBTC is, as you can see, a Bitcoin covered call strategy, and at the current moment it's paying about a 20% dividend yield. I believe it's around like 23% on their website, but we'll say anywhere from 20 to 25%. It fluctuates. As you can see, they pay monthly and the dividends do fluctuate. I believe it's just based off the volatility of Bitcoin, to be honest with you. But as you can see, they pay a monthly dividend. So since January of earlier this year, 2024, they paid $1.33 and then $1.81, so forth and so on. So you can see that they've paid consistent monthly dividends. And this is just one of the ways that you can kind of invest indirectly into Bitcoin while generating monthly cash flow. Now, just keep in mind that the as you can see, the monthly distributions are going to fluctuate because of the fluctuation of Bitcoin and the option premium that can be extracted from a very volatile asset such as Bitcoin. Same thing with MSTY. If we look at MSTY, their payments, they have paid consistently every month, but the payments have fluctuated. Right now they're paying, it's crazy, the dividend yield is over 100% dividend yield. So this is just another option that you have as well. If we look at MSTY, this is actually a micro strategy option income ETF by YieldMax. I've talked about this in other videos as well, but this is just another option that you have to invest in Bitcoin indirectly. As you know, MicroStrategy, their CEO Michael Saylor, he's very, very big on holding on to Bitcoin. He's acquired a lot of Bitcoin over time, and the company's balance sheet holds a lot of Bitcoin. So if you look at MicroStrategy's price movement, there's a big correlation with Bitcoin because they hold so much Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So this is just another option that you have to invest into Bitcoin indirectly and generate monthly cash flow. And the last one I want to talk about is BITO from ProShares, right? BITO from ProShares. So this is another one that's been out since October of 2021. If we zoom out, we can see that it hasn't really been, it's down since October of 2021. Year to date, it's up 12%. And the entire time they have been paying dividends. So as you can see, well, this chart right here, this history goes back to 2023, but they have been paying monthly dividends since then. According to this website, it looks like their dividend yield is about 50% right now, but again, that's going to fluctuate depending on the volatility of Bitcoin and the amount of option premium that they can extract during that given month. But as you can see, they've been consistent with their monthly payments. And again, this is just another way to invest into Bitcoin indirectly and generate some monthly cash flow, which is very important. That's the whole point of my channel. That's the whole point of my investment strategy, is to invest for monthly cash flow, because at the end of the day, we have to pay bills, right? We have to pay bills. Eventually, I would like to replace my full-time 9-to-5 income, and so the only way you can do that is if you generate monthly cash flow that hits your account, that you can actually touch and is tangible and you can use it. At the moment, what I do is I reinvest all of my dividends back into the portfolio so that it continues to grow and I continue to increase my cash flow. But eventually you want to be able to use this money, and the only way you can use this money is if you're generating that monthly cash flow. So this is just something that you can consider adding to your portfolio. It kind of exposes you to crypto a little bit, whether you're into it or not. It just adds another dynamic to your portfolio, and it's something to consider. Now, one more thing I want to do is, I really like this website right here, Dividend Channel, and what you can do is you can compare different stocks and ETFs to each other. So what we're going to do first, we'll put YBTC in there, and we will compare it to MSTY. And when you look at it, so this website basically goes back to the inception. Whichever fund is the newest, it'll go back to that inception date. So for these two, and it'll compare it to those exact dates. So I believe MSTY is newer than YBTC, so it's only going back to February of this year. So as of from February till November 16th, 2024, so pretty much over the last 9 months, we can see that MSTY has outperformed YBTC significantly. Now, this isn't really much of a fair comparison, just because MSTY's dividend distribution is just ridiculous. But if we actually look at the total return, YBTC has still done very well year to date, with dividends reinvested about 37%. MSTY has returned 229%, and you can see the growth without dividends reinvested as well. Total return, YBTC has returned 30% and MSTY has returned 161%. So when we compare YBTC and MSTY, we can see the clear winner is MSTY. Let's move on to the next one. We'll go YBTC versus BITO, and let's see how these look. So BITO actually outperformed YBTC since January 18th of this year. So about the last 10 months is the visual of this chart, and we can see that BITO has outperformed YBTC 111% with dividends reinvested versus YBTC's 52% with dividends reinvested. And down here it'll show you the total return without dividends reinvested, and BITO is still up. And this is assuming a $10,000 investment. So let's look at BITO versus MSTY. MSTY, of course, outperformed, but it was a little bit of a closer matchup than YBTC, but still not close. But either way, I mean, when you look at these ETFs, you still get a good total return on either one that you pick. I like MSTY just because the dividend is so high, and I like the fact that it's connected to MicroStrategy, and I like what Michael Saylor is doing, and I think long term it'll be a good investment. But yeah, these are just a few options that you have. So again, this is dividendchannel.com. I really like using it. It's free, as well as the dividend tracker is free as well. These are just a couple tools that I like to use when I'm doing research and whatnot. But yeah, this is just generating monthly cash flow while investing in Bitcoin indirectly. These are the 3 ticker symbols right here that you can check out. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know there's some other Bitcoin ETFs as well. I believe Maxi, MAXI, and a few other ones out there as well that I haven't done much research on. But if there are other ones you want me to talk about, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about these 3. And yeah, I appreciate you guys checking out the video again. And also, thank you for subscribing, right? I think 2 or 3 videos ago, I was at 99 subscribers, and I was just so grateful. And then I woke up the next day, I had 100 subscribers. Now I have 139 subscribers. So I think that's very cool. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, let me know what you guys think in the comments about investing into Bitcoin indirectly in order to generate monthly cash flow. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next video.